Call it a download page, a squeeze page, a landing page, call it whatever you want. This is the page that takes unknown people and transforms them into known users. And we at the Futur, we have a ton of these pages. And I gotta be honest, they all suck. When I first stood our website up at the Futur, I needed to get things up and running really quickly, within a matter of weeks. So I customized a stock theme that I bought online and threw up a really quick WordPress website. Now, over time, the site has been added onto, it's been patched, it's been fixed, it's been broken, and to be honest, it's really time to pay this site some attention. It's time to show our digital home some love. Basically, what it boils down to is we have outgrown what we have. So we're going to cover this overhaul, this complete site overhaul, really in depth on this channel. But before we get to that, I am revamping all of our inbound marketing stuff. And the first thing on the list is to revamp our download pages. So I want to take you guys through my process of redesigning a single web page. This process is quick, it's easy, it's down to earth, and you guys can take my tactics and my approach and apply it to your work pretty much immediately. This is going to be a multi-part series, but today I want to cover basic user experience design and wireframing. There's a lot of different ways to skin this cat. There's a lot of different ways to design user experiences, but every single time I always start off in the sketchbook. Now, before drawing anything, I like to figure out a few things. I just write a simple list on one side of the page, and I look for answers to 4 prompts. Now, these prompts are our goals, the user goals, questions to answer, and emotions to invoke. Now, to answer these prompts, I just jot down 3 or 4 bullet points under each one. This does not have to be fancy, especially if this is your first pass at the page. I always say that the first pass at a website is always an educated guess. It's okay to guess. Make it an educated guess. Once I have all my bullet points mapped out, I start sketching a basic wireframe. The question always comes up, what comes first? Well, the thing that comes first is an intersecting goal. If you have a goal that both your users need to accomplish and your website needs to accomplish from a business perspective or the site owner's perspective, that intersecting goal should always be represented first on the website. In our case, the goal is to get a download. The users are coming to this page because they want to download something for free, and we want to drive those conversions. So I'm going to prioritize the form above everything else, and that's the first thing that goes on the page. I also want to make sure that there's an easy to read summary on the page, just in case there are those people out there who don't read. I know you're out there. Now, once that first goal is accomplished, I want to start filling in content that fills in and answers the rest of the questions and the rest of the goals. In our case, this is educating the users, you guys, on what this download is and what you get. We also want to make sure that we're answering all of the users' questions, or what we're guessing the user would ask. It's also really helpful to make sure that you keep in mind what assets you have at your disposal. Now, assets are images, videos, illustrations, the creative things that make the website pop. And I know that we just finished shooting a promotional trailer for this download. By the way, this download is the first meeting worksheet. It's a fantastic resource to set an agenda for that first meeting with the client. Go check it out. Here's the link. Go check that out. So because I know that we shot that video, I know that I need to use it, so I want to make sure that I have space for that video on the page. Now, remember, you can put anything you want on this wireframe, any idea that bubbles up in your head, but you want to make sure that you remember that somebody has to make this stuff. You know, throwing 97 images on a web page might not be the most effective use of your time. So you want to keep that in mind. Make sure that you have those assets kind of in your head as you're putting them down on the paper. Now, I know that I have this video, but I also know that I want to do a couple of new mock-ups for this template. And so I'm going to make space for those images in that video. I also know that I want to make this diagram that shows the process of making a sale and where this kind of fits in the process. So because I know that I want to make that stuff, I want to make sure that I put it in the page. Long story short, don't go crazy with photos and videos if you don't have them. Make sure that you're using the assets that you have or that you can make. My light is dying here. Now, there are a few symbols that I use all the time. Larger headers are written out if I can think or brainstorm of a really catchy title. Smaller headers they're these like narrow rectangles that are really wide and short. And then text is usually just straight lines that are grouped together. Videos looks like a box with a play button inside. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then images, it's another box, except this time it has a big X across it. I mean, you guys get the idea. You can kind of see the site come together in the sketch. You just want to make sure that you're using the same symbols so that later on down the road, when you're looking at this thing 4 months later and somebody asks you, hey, well, what's supposed to go there? You actually have an answer. Once I have all the content mapped out on the page, I go back to my list and I make sure that every goal and question has been answered. I literally go through and start checking things off and labeling these sections on my wireframe. This doesn't have to be pretty. This is not a showcase of your sketching abilities. This is just a rough sketch of a wireframe of a potential web page that you're redesigning. So just work fast and efficient and get your thoughts on paper as quickly as you can. That's why I love starting in the sketchbook, because the sketchbook, this is where creativity is born, and you just don't get that same feeling, that same vibe, that same freedom from working on a computer. And I've done it a whole bunch of different ways with those wireframing kits. I've drawn my own wireframe. I've used the Adobe mobile apps for wireframing, and nothing compares to pencil and paper. So once I'm happy with the basic wireframe in my sketchbook, now it's time to take it over to the computer. Next time, we're gonna cover how to create a digital wireframe in a program like Adobe XD. If you have any questions or want me to do a deeper dive of anything that I covered in this video, please let me know in the comment section below. I cannot wait to read that stuff. I love when you guys interact, and I'll be stocking the comments for a few weeks, months, hours, days. As always, guys, I want you to go out there and crush it. You got this. Like, subscribe, we love you. We'll see you next time. Oh, and by the way, turn on that little bell notification. This is a new channel, and I don't want you guys to miss any part of this series. So make sure that you're subscribed, make sure that you hit that bell, so that way you get notified when new videos pop up, and you don't miss a second of this thrilling website redesign. We'll see you next time.